of your words crashing into me. Drown me in your lies, and there's no way to breathe. And my walls will keep you down. I am safe without the sound of you around. It's getting colder, and I'm the storm that's taking over. And I'm the storm that's taking over.
Formula 1 returns to Brazil for the final round of the 2016 season, and McLaren bring one final aero and chassis upgrade in hopes that Rio Haryanto can retake 8th in the drivers' standings from all-season long rival Valtteri Bottas. Any signs were that Bottas and Haryanto were evenly matched on pace, although once again the Mercedes does have the edge in straight line speed over the Indonesian with the Honda power unit. Lance Stroll was also in the Haas during FP1, and any signs were good, as it was only 2 tenths slower than Romain Grosjean's best lap during the session. Taking a look at the final qualifying grid for the season, Sebastian Buemi will take his first ever career pole position, but less than a tenth clear of Valtteri Bottas, who lines up in second. Daniel Kvyat lines up in P3, with Rio Haryanto starting directly behind the person he needs to beat in fourth for McLaren. Fernando Alonso line up in P5, with Nico Hülkenberg taking Renault's best qualifying of the season with a very impressive lap to line up in P6. Lewis Hamilton will start as the lead Ferrari in 7th, and championship winner Josh Chirac could only manage 8th on the grid, almost 3 tenths lower than his Swiss teammate. Sebastian Vettel will start from 9th on the grid, and Jean-Eric Vergne rounds off the top 10 in the second of the Red Bulls. It will be an all Toro Rosso row 6, with Max Verstappen just ahead of his teammate Carlos Sainz. Adrian Sutter with a very impressive lap will line up 13th just outside the points paying positions, and he has Romain Grosjean for company on the 7th row. It will be a Force India row 8, with Esteban Ocon getting the better of Sergio Perez for the final time this season. Alex Rossi could only manage 17th on the grid, and Will Stevens will surely be disappointed to line up 14 places behind his teammate, all the way down in P18. Marcus Ericsson will start from 19th, and Daniel Ricciardo lines up just behind the Swedish driver, also 14 places behind his teammate Nico Hülkenberg. At the final time this season running off the back row will be the two manners, with Pascal Wehrlein in 21st and Lance Stroll at the back of the grid. Hey guys, Taro here. Welcome back to UniONE, this time round 19, the season finale for season 3. You did miss race last time out in Mexico, definitely do go and check that one out before watching this race. Now, but before the race, taking a look at how the season's progressed, as we do always before the final race. You see on pole positions, 7 different drivers setting pole position. Jean-Eric Vergne for the first 2, then Daniel Kvyat making it a first 3 pole positions for Red Bull in his first 3 races. Lewis Hamilton at Russia, then Fernando Alonso at Spain, then ourselves getting our first of 3 at Belgium, Valtteri Bottas getting 2 first at Japan, then Sebastian Buemi taking his first ever pole position for this final race of the season. And then the 7 pole position setters, we also had 7 different race winners. Jean-Eric Vergne in the first race, ourselves in the second race, and then Daniel Kvyat in the third race with 3 different winners to start off the season. Then we get to Spain with Fernando Alonso winning his home race for the home crowd. Then Sebastian Vettel took his only win so far of the season at Austria. Then Sebastian Buemi went on and found his whole streak of form, winning Germany, Belgium and Italy. And then Daniel Ricciardo taking a one-off wonder win for Renault at Singapore. And then Lewis Hamilton winning the race last time out at Mexico. However, in the drivers and constructors standings, it's been pretty much one way or another. See, Vergne leading the first 3 races of the championship, and then we just led the championship for every single race afterwards. As you've seen so far, we haven't had the outright pace, it's just different people kept rocking up behind us in second place. and then with what happened last race with Buemi, that just secured us a championship. And it's pretty much the same in the constructors as well. So Red Bull pretty much had it for the first 8 races, albeit that one race in Spain where they had a double DNF, and Williams just took it from there. Of course, the straight line speed of our car helped, but Red Bull just messing up their driving strategies and just not having the outright race pace compared to what they had in qualifying. Now, for the first time in his career, Sebastian Buemi is going to lead us around the formation lap. The final time this season, of course, if it wasn't for his engine failure last race, it really could have been what could have been for Sebastian Buemi, starting 7 places in front of us. Yeah, he's actually got quite a bit of a gap there, 2 Valtteri Bottas behind, so he really just needs to slow down a bit. Imagine the team are telling him what to do on this lap, seeming it's his first time ever leading round on the formation lap. It looks like he's going a bit fast, but maybe we should get the sorted by the end of the lap. And what can Nico Hülkenberg do, starting from P6? I mean, there's something about this track and Nico Hülkenberg that just work very well. Remember back to 2010 when he's in the Renault, in the Williams even, on his debut season, took pole then, and now starting from P6 in a very underpowered Renault. Could he be a podium contender? And also, Adrian Sutil just had some amazing pace in the past few races. Of course, if Sauber want to retake 10th in the constructors, Sutil needs at least 11th if the Manners don't score points. I'll come back into us. Now we're going to start in P8, sandwiched between both of the Ferraris. Of course, both of the Ferraris now have the upgraded aero on their cars. Of course, we know that Hamilton had it last race and took victory. Sebastian Vettel now has it on his car as well. Looks like in qualifying trim at least. No, the upgrades aren't working out too well at this race. I mean, if you stick more aero on an underpowered car, that's really just going to give it more drag. Now coming to the 5 red lights for the final time in this season. Lights out and away we go. We get an absolutely shocking start there, which I did back in the Manor map back to season 1. It's like Vettel actually gets hit that behind there for one of the Toro Rossos. Check me from the side of Hamilton, and Hamilton just shuts the door on us. Going on time to take a very compromised line there. Now Sebastian Vettel just does it right round our inside. Very opportunistic move there from the 5-time world champion. Now we have to try and gain the station now to try and gain back. On Sebastian Vettel trying to retake our position. Then go side by side with Sebastian Buemi, Valtteri Bottas in front, but Sebastian Buemi just has enough on the straight speed. We're trying to dive now up the inside. Sebastian Vettel not coming down into the second sector. We've got enough for the inside now. Vettel just able to hold it round the outside. Use the downforce from those aero upgrades. So it looks like the Ferrari is working well through the corners. It's just where it's lacking in the straight line speed that's really letting it down in qualifying pace. Now we're right behind the back now. Sebastian Vettel coming up into the S18 to make a move up the inside. Now we have to stay behind the 5-time world champion who covers the move there to the inside and just keeps it in front of us there. But Hülkenberg still holding on to his P6 starting position, so a good start there for the German. Now we're just looking all over the back now off Sebastian Vettel to make a move on the inside. We get very close to Sebastian Vettel's rear gearbox there. We just avoided about making contact with the back end there. So of course the whole queue just constantly teaming up behind Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg, of course, with the less downforce in that Renault, just have to brake quite a bit earlier than what we would have to. Look around the final sector, of course now it's going to be Hamilton now, that's the lead Ferrari now to try and make a move. On the Renault, the Renault and the Ferrari do seem pretty even in this pure straight line speed, but of course Hamilton will have the solution now on the back of Nico Hülkenberg. See, it's getting Ryan's solution now on the back of the German. Is he close to try and make a move coming up into turn 1? He pulls out the solution, now Hamilton's going to make a move to the inside now of Nico Hülkenberg coming into turn 1. And try and keep it side by side. Of course, these two may even end up teammates next season, or Hamilton may even be taking Hülkenberg's seat, because you know, it is rumoured that Hamilton may be going to Renault for next season. Now Hülkenberg will now have the solution now to try and gain back on Lewis Hamilton. He's going to try and make a move. He's going to put right back to the inside now of Lewis Hamilton coming up into the second sector. We try to make a move to the inside. Sebastian Vettel, whilst Hülkenberg tries to make a move on Hamilton. Now Hamilton trying to hold it now right around the outside line. Use that Ferrari downforce to his advantage, and Hamilton just managed to hold on there from the German. Hamilton now moves in front of Nico Hülkenberg, but Vettel managed to hold off from us as well. We're going to get a terrible exit there, run wide. That's allowed one of the Toro Rosso. Now going to get forced off the track there by the Toro Rosso. No change, regain ourselves now. We lost 2 positions there from trying to gain 1. Now coming to this section now, the Toro Rosso actually tries to pull away from this. So it's Max Verstappen there in the Toro Rosso. Verstappen being very opportunistic, it's also starting on medium tyres there. Ahead of John-Eric Verne, so Verstappen doing very well there in this final race so far to be ahead of one of the Red Bulls on slower tyres. Now we go purple there through the second sector. That's actually a bit of a surprise, even if we got forced off the track. But now we will have the speed now to try and gain on the back. And Verstappen now looking back up front of the battle. We've got Valtteri Bottas now getting right in the solution now on the back of our teammate Sebastian Buemi. Now Bottas can make a move to the inside now of Sebastian Buemi. He can try and make a move on the inside, but he's going to try and hold it right around the outside line to then turn to the inside. Much like Vettel made the move off on the side of the Grand Prix. It's going to be side by side to the two with them. And so Bottas is just going to make the move on the inside. Sebastian Buemi has to settle in there for P2. Now Buemi will have the solution now to try and come back now. Valtteri Bottas is going to pull to the inside of the finish driver. He's going to breeze past him there with the straight line speed of our Williams. He's going to try and hold the move there up the inside. Bottas now is going to try and hold it right around the outside. Daniel Kvyat has actually made the move past Rui Haryanto. That'll get him to P3 in all of this. So the big loser out of that was really Haryanto. Now it goes from P3 to P4. But he's still right behind Valtteri Bottas, of course, the driver he needs to beat if he wants to retake 8th in the drivers. Look back at us now, we're back up into P9 now. We've got past Max Verstappen and all of that. Now we're right up back now of Nico Hülkenberg. Of course, we saw there how easily the Ferraris managed to overtake Nico Hülkenberg. So us in a Williams, we drive right around the outside of Nico Hülkenberg. Okay, you don't even need to wait for DRS on the back straight. Just so much more traction there around the outside using our Williams downforce compared to the Renault. Of course, we know the Williams is down on downforce compared to the Red Bulls and the Mercedes, but compared to the Renault, it's got so much more downforce to drive it right around the outside. So the confidence there through the S section. Looks like we had last season where the Williams just seems to work well through that middle sector for some reason. And now looking back up front to the battle once again with Valtteri Bottas now once again now with DRS now trying to gain on the back of Sebastian Buemi. Once again Valtteri Bottas now going to pull to the inside of Sebastian Buemi coming to Telmark and make the move up the inside this time. I'm going to keep it side by side once again. Sebastian Buemi is going to try and hold it right around the outside, which then Bottas made through there. Buemi is a terrible exit there, but now can try and Buemi now to use DRS surely to try and defend from Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull behind. Now coming down straight is Kvyat close enough to try and make a move. Coming up into the second sector, of course Kvyat will have DRS as well. Of course this is Red Bull's final race using Renault power units. It looks like there the BMW power unit was just enough to keep Buemi ahead there of Daniel Kvyat. And of course the Red Bull will probably want a good final race of the season with the last time using Renault power units for whatever power unit they go to next season. Of course they're not announced publicly anyway what power unit they go to next season, but we know they have secured a deal with another supplier for next season, so we're interested to see how they do over the pre-season testing. Now come back to us now, we're up into P8 now, we've got past Nico Hülkenberg as well. Now we're right on the back now of the 5-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Of course now, this is going to be a world championship battle between me and Sebastian Vettel now, two champions going at it. We try and hold it around the outside Sebastian Vettel, we just haven't got the downforce there on the Ferrari, and Vettel there, it's a very compromised line. Now coming into the braking zone, we just have to keep it behind there. Vettel once again, it's in the traction, seeing that Ferrari aero, just able to pull away from us quite a bit. Now see Valtteri Bottas already pulling quite a gap there on Sebastian Buemi. Now it's got Daniel Kvyat to worry about now behind. Now Kvyat gaining on the back of our teammate Sebastian Buemi coming to tail one. He's going to try and make a move up the inside. Now he just sticks behind and thinks better of it. Waits for the second bite of DRS. But here's Buemi close enough still with DRS on the back of Valtteri Bottas. I think he might just be within DRS range on the back of Valtteri Bottas, which might be his saving grace. See there, DRS wide open there on the back of Daniel Kvyat, and now trying to use close enough to make a move up the inside. Now you see there, Buemi did have DRS off the back of Valtteri Bottas, but only just. So give that another lap or two. Sebastian Buemi might actually be out of DRS engine and then really have struggled to defend there from Daniel Kvyat. When I'm cutting a bit further on, looking back at us now, we're still stuck behind the back of Sebastian Vettel. Actually made a move there. Sebastian Vettel's got Lewis Hamilton's right front, so now we're coming into the pits now for our first stop of the race. Looks like Daniel Kvyat and Rio Haryanto have had the same idea as us as well. So we're coming in for an undercut now on the back of Lewis Hamilton and the other cars to stay down next lap, so our teammate and Valtteri Bottas as well. Now we're coming in to go into another soft tyre, so we're getting very aggressive in this race. Now whereabouts are we going to come out in the pit lane? So we've actually jumped at Daniel Kvyat. We've managed to jump Daniel Kvyat, and so is Rio Haryanto. So Kvyat there with a terrible pit stop there, Haryanto there on hard tyres. So Kvyat has just lost 2 positions there in the pit stop, so really poor pit stop there from Red Bull, and now Williams give us a good pit stop when it doesn't matter once again. But at least again the pit stop's better for us this season, unlike what happened for a lot of the season, giving us terrible pit stops. And Daniel Kvyat has also come out there instead of hard tyres as well. So they're going to look to get very long in the second stint, whilst I'm definitely getting very aggressive. And Williams have put me on a very aggressive strategy for this race, because we're going soft, and then a medium, then instead of hard to go to the end of the race. Now again, Ryan Sitchin right on the back there, rear hand of course with our grippier tyres, and just overall a bit more downforce, I'd think, than the McLaren Honda. And coming through this S section, of course the McLaren does have a brilliant chassis on it compared to what we have in the Williams, so we just have to stay behind Haryanto here through this sector. There's really nowhere we can make a move on the back of the Indonesian. Of course Haryanto looking for an undercut on the back of Valtteri Bottas. Now as our teammate comes into the pits now for his first stop of the race, and we're going to see if Williams do put Buemi on the same strategy as well. And if so, why they actually pit us first, because seeing Buemi to lead drives now. We see that Buemi is going on to a set of soft tyres as well, so Buemi is going on the same strategy as us for this race. The question is, whereabouts is he going to come out? It looks like all the midfield cars that you just see on the left hand side of the screen, just coming past the Saubers, the Manners, which everyone else, and there's one of the Mercedes in the pits as well. So is that Fernando Alonso? Unless Buemi's just managed to pull off an amazing pit stop there on Valtteri Bottas, so I would say that it's probably Fernando Alonso in that Mercedes. Now he's going to rejoin. He's probably ahead of us. I can't see anyone else behind him, so Buemi does look to have the clean air over us. You can see that actually that's us behind this, so we've now managed to overtake Rio Haryanto and that Mercedes as well. So we managed to get the undercut, meaning Haryanto on that Mercedes. And now we're up into P16, and now we've got to try and chase down our teammate Sebastian Buemi for what might actually be the net lead of the Grand Prix. Of course, we've got all the midfield cars in front of us, probably maybe trying one less stop. Now cutting a bit further on, Now catching up to the back now of Sebastian Buemi, as everyone else now will be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, the ones that haven't stopped already. It's like the Mercedes there trying to get remove there up the inside of Rehanto. Can he make the move stick? How you try to hold it around the outside? He just hasn't enough to make it stick. So now here comes Lewis Hamilton. So have we managed to jump Lewis Hamilton in the pit stops? It looks like yes we have. We managed to get a jump there on Lewis Hamilton and even Valtteri Bottas as well. So Bottas there stayed out for an extra 2 laps compared to us and 1 lap from Sebastian Buemi. And they both come out behind us, so that's really not worked out there for the Mercedes and the Ferrari. So now it should be a Williams net 1-2 once everyone else, once all the midfield cars make their next stops. Now we're only up into P14, so got Sebastian Buemi there in front of us, and then in front of him is 12. Is literally everyone in the midfield, the other 12 cars. So he's got everyone else in front of us now. I imagine that they'll be trying one less stop than us to try and gain some track position. So now whoever's leading this race might actually even be in a net lead of the Grand Prix. As though we catch right into the back now of one of the Manners. We get very close to Sebastian Buemi once again on the braking course because the Manners have a lot less downforce than pretty much everyone else on the grid. So they have to brake a lot earlier. They haven't got the downforce to brake late in the corners. But now Sebastian Buemi will now be getting in station now on the back of the Manners. We're trying to move in into tail one. We take a very tight line there. Also fake into the pit lane. So Sebastian Buemi now getting on the back. Now the Manor coming tail because the Manor has DRS off the car in front. So all this remains in this massively long DRS train. And they've actually got Will Stevens there, just the car in front. So Stevens there with a nightmare start to the Grand Prix, because he'll be in second to last if we were all in front of us. Now once again, Buemi with DRS now on the back of the Manor, but he just can't make the move. We can't see which Manor that is. So I think that might be actually Lance Stroll. So it says Stroll there, and once again showing his defensive skills in that manner. You know Stroll will be in the Haas for next season. Seen he had a pretty decent pace there in the Haas during practice 1, only just behind Romain Grosjean, and Grosjean has been pretty decent so far in this season. Of course, would have won Singapore if it wasn't for an engine failure, but then again Lewis Hamilton would have won it as well if it wasn't for his engine failure. But now trying to go around the outside of Sebastian Buemi. Buemi just shuts the door on us there. I imagine his side of the garage told us that was the move we did on Nico Hülkenberg trying to make it there, so Buemi knows how to defend from us in that position. So we're sticking P14 for the time being. And this thing, it seems like Lance Stroll is starting to lose a bit of time on the back of Will Stevens, who shared the nose to the inside of Sebastian Buemi. Let him know that we're still there. Of course, there'll be no team orders in this final race, because honestly, what's the point? Because both champions have wrapped up. This is going to be an all-out battle now between me, Buemi, and all of the other 20 cars on the grid for its final time this season. Now Buemi, once again, we'll have DRS now on the back of the Manor. They're coming up into tail one. He's close enough to try and make a move on the back of Lance Stroll, coming into tail once again. And he just isn't close enough to the back of the Canadian, of course, because Lance Stroll still has DRS off the back of the car in front. So coming up through the sector, honestly, he needs to force Lance Stroll into a mistake is to try and make a move. So Lance Stroll is pretty early on the brakes. Of course, we remember back to Mexico where we almost wiped out on the back of him, they're braking so early. Once again, come down the second DRS straight, he just can't find a way past the back of the Manor. That's to stay behind. I see Stroll is just losing time there to the back of Will Stevens. Now we're on to lap 10. It's not going to be long till we're coming for our second pit stop. Surely all the ones in front of us making their first stops in this race. So Williams there really messed up our strategy. They put us a net pit stop behind. So all these cars in front of us now, the Manners, Will Stevens, the two Saubers, absolutely everyone in front of us now is in front of us for position. Once again, Sebastian Buemi defending very hard there to the outside to cut us off from trying our move there around the outside. Now, for instance, Buemi just can't make the move there on the back of Lance Stroll. I mean, I know the team aren't going to employ team orders for us to try and have a go at him, because, like I said, there's no point. Both championships are decided. But so we're just stuck right behind the back of Lance Stroll. Actually, Lance Stroll is ruining our race at this point. Now, looking at actually who's leading this queue of cars, she looks like one of the Saubers is actually leading this queue of cars. Then we've got one of the Renaults and then one of the Hasses stuck in this queue. So once again, the Hasses really not doing as well as honestly as I thought they would have, given their straight line speed advantage. It just seems to be lacking a lot in the aero department. Maybe they've just put on a too low dragger setup. And they've got Daniel Ricciardo actually lasting now time to defend now from one of the Hasses with Romain Grosjean. Now can take a move up the inside of the Australians. And now, I was talking about the Hasses, now they're finally trying to make moves through the order. And now Grosjean there managed to make the move there on the back of Daniel Ricciardo. And now Grosjean could try and chase down that Sauber, which I think is Adrian Sutter. So Sutter, once again, is actually in the net lead of the Grand Prix. And if he stays like this, then Sauber will definitely overtake Manor in the constructors. Now we're coming back through the section once again. We're still stuck behind Lance Stroll. We're on lap 11, so it's not be like now. Surely this might even be our pit stop lap now. The team have just completely ruined our strategies for this race. But then again, we've got Valtteri Bottas also with soft tyres behind us, so his strategy for this race is pretty much ruined as well. And once again, we're trying to just look for wider lines anywhere that we can try and make a move on the back to past Buemi, because if I can get past Buemi, then surely I can get past Lance Stroll. We know that Manor is stupidly fast in a straight line, a complete bullet Once again, we just lose a bit of time there through the exit. Once again, the traction is just really lacking. It's something that we haven't been able to really manage to this year. Now we're coming in for a second pit stop. Look at this queue of cars in front of us. The Manners, the Force Indias, the Sauber, they're all in front of us now, legitimately for position. Williams have absolutely ruined our race now, putting us on 2 sets of soft tyres at the start of the Grand Prix. Now we're coming for a set of mediums now, so we're going definitely quite a bit longer on this thing. Have we actually managed to jump anyone in the pits? Looks like we managed to jump the Sauber. Can't see the Sauber anyway, so we have managed to jump the Sauber at least, so I guess that's something. We're sending Mark Ericsson, so we would have got past Ericsson fairly easily anyway, I'd imagine. But now we have to try and chase down the Manor. Once again, now to try and take position now. Once again, we do have the 1 lap undercut on our teammates passing Buemi. We just hope so we don't get held up by the Manor in front if we do catch up to the back of them. So it's actually Verline in front of us, so Verline there, of course, the leader of the Manners, so he gets the first call on the pit stops. Now Lawrence Stroll just having another lap of holding up a teammate Sebastian Buemi. So hopefully the more they keep battling, this might actually allow us to jump Sebastian Buemi in the pit stops. Now Buemi has come in for his pit stop. I think he's gone to a set of medium tyres there as well. So that's Buemi actually jumped Lawrence Stroll in the Manor. I can't see Stroll anyway. Stroll's behind him, so Buemi has managed to jump Lawrence Stroll in the pit stops. So a good stop there from Williams to get our teammate ahead there of Lawrence Stroll. The question is, whereabouts is Sebastian Buemi going to come out now in relation to us? I think, yeah, we've jumped Buemi. And actually got past Pascal Verlaine there as well, so we've got the 1 lap undercut. What that is a perfection there. And Pascal Verlaine trying to get him around the back of us now, trying to come back to us now with Sebastian Buemi now. Has to try and gain on the back of the second of the Manners of Lawrence Stroll. I'm just going one of the Hasses in front of him there as well. Now going up the hill now, try and get past the Haas now of Alex Rossi, trying to make a move to the inside of them. We're just a bit too far back to the back of Alex Rossi there to try and make a move. Of course, we're gaining in slipstream there all the way up the hill. Now we will have a bit more downforce on our car obviously than what the Haas has. And once again, Rossi defending there, cutting on those to the inside. Imagine all the teams now must have told their drivers to defend to the inside there. They have to get very on the brakes there because Rossi having to get early on the brakes himself. They're stuck behind the Sauber in front and then the Manor as well. But now we are down in P18, and if Haryanto and Kvyat on the hard tyres, of course if anyone's starting on the hard tyres they will still be out, and the medium runners maybe. So all the ones that went onto the hard tyres at their second start have actually been in a very good position compared to what Buemi and Bottas are in. But now we've got Rice actually gaining on the back now of the Manor of the Sauber in front, coming into turn 1. Once again, he just isn't close enough to make any moves. Now we've got all the other cars now coming up here, so we've just seen there the Mercedes coming out, one of the Mercedes there coming out the pit exit. So once again, have we managed to overtake the Mercedes, get the undercut on once again? That's how we think we have. But now Rice once again we have DRS now on the back of the Sauber. Now the Sauber we're running a low drag setup, of course, with the weaker Ferrari power unit compared to the BMW engine in the back there of the Haas. I'm saying, coming up the hill, Rossi just has to stick behind the back of the Sauber once again. Once again, it's keeping with the Force India. The Force India is good in a straight line, so the Force India really just pulling us all along. And cutting a bit further on now to lap 15, there's another 20 laps left to go in this race. We're still in P17, so I think everyone must have made their first pit stop surely by now. Saying that, there is someone coming out of the pit, so this might be everyone now making their first pit stops in the race. So I think we're legitimately down in P17 now. We've got Daniel Ricciardo who's now come out of the pits in front of us there on a set of medium tyres. So we're legitimately, this is the position now, we are legitimately in P17. From starting from 8th, and Sebastian Buemi is even further down. Now we've got Verline behind us still, so Verline is still keeping ahead there of our teammate Andretti Bottas. So Buemi going from pole position to and he's down in at least 19th, maybe even lower compared to where Bottas and anyone else on soft tyres were. Now we're getting all over the back now off Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, we've got so much more downforce than the Renault as you saw earlier in the race when we managed to make the move right around the outside there of Nico Hülkenberg. We're getting very close to Daniel Ricciardo's gearbox there on the exit there through the S section. Once again, we just get a poor line there in the dirty air from the back of the Renault. Of course, Daniel Ricciardo has much fresher tyres than what we do, but we have the general faster car, so it should be pretty even there between me and Daniel Ricciardo. And looking a bit further front now, we've got Adrian Sutton now gaining in the slipstream on the car in front. I can't quite say which car that is. That's one of the Force Indias. So Sutton there gaining on the back of the Force India. Now the Force Indias are pretty nippy in a straight line. So Sutton there really must have that engine turned up into 11, possibly even more now, to try and, because all he needs is P11. He finished 8th and 9th for the two Saubers last race, so we know they have got point scoring potential in his final few races of the season. And I've got Valtteri Bottas there coming out the pit lane now. Where that's Bottas car. I think Bottas there has just come out there in front of us. So Bottas there managed to get the overcut on us this time. So we worked the undercut last time, and this time Bottas has managed to work the overcut on us. So now it's his turn now to try and gain on the back there of Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, if we didn't get such a terrible exit out the ultimate corner there, we would have come out here. But now we're trying to go around the outside there. Valtteri Bottas going to hard it right around the outside now. Valtteri Bottas, of course, isn't the first time he tried to drive around the outside of the Finnish driver. Now banging wheels there with the fin. Now coming up the hill is going to be side by side between me and Valtteri Bottas. Now going to keep it side by side now all the way up now. Around the stadium session, but the crowd are going wild for this now, trying to hold it around the outside there. Valtteri Bottas now going to have DRS, are we? Going to sweep it right around the outside there of Valtteri Bottas, and he made a move there in front of the French driver. Now we've got Pascal Wehrlein trying to make a move there on the back of Valtteri Bottas as well. So now we can try and gain once again on the back now of Daniel Ricciardo. And now we get a pretty good exit there this time through turn 2 for the first time in this race. But Valtteri Bottas will still have DRS now, trying to come back at us and defend from Pascal Wehrlein behind him, and now coming up into the second sector. We're just far enough ahead there of Valtteri Bottas. Now cutting a bit further on, we haven't got the best races coming up here once again, so now Valtteri Bottas will be trying to come back at us. But once again, we are getting around the back now of Daniel Ricciardo in the Renault, where we have got so much more speed. And we're going to pull to the inside now of Daniel Ricciardo coming up into turn 1. Trying to make a move that inside, we outbrake, so go a bit later, go a bit deep into the corner. But that cuts off Daniel Ricciardo trying to switch back line on us. But now Ricciardo will have DRS now to try and come back at us. You know, that Renault is pretty good. If it has DRS, but we still have the real straight on speed. Now Ricciardo's going to try and make a move back to inside, is he? He's just a bit too far back there to try and make a move, and now Ricciardo has to surely now take his attentions to defending for Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes behind. And Pascal Wehrlein is doing a pretty good job to keep up just behind there in the manner as well, and still ahead of our teammate Sebastian Buemi. So now we can try and chase down once again Alex Rossi in the Haas, who's still stuck behind the Sauber and the Force India in front. And we've got Nico Hülkenberg just in front there in the Renault as well, so Hülkenberg's just actually starting to drop down the orders now, trying to take a wide line once again just to get some traction. Trying to call quick on the back now of Alex Rossi. So we just got to find a way past him. Now we're going to try and get him right around the outside of Alex Rossi. He made the move right around the outside there of the train, which then turns to the inside. And he made the move there on the American right around the outside. I imagine the team hadn't told him about defending from there. Now just finding new places to overtake there through the air section. Of course, that's a move that we really needed to make. So now we can try and gain that on the back of Adrian Sutter. Of course, gaining there on the back of Nico Hülkenberg in the Renault. Now Sutter with DRS now, he shows off to try and make a move. Hülkenberg going to make a move there to the inside, and Nico Hülkenberg, because Hülkenberg there on the hard tyres. This may explain why Sutter's got so much more speed than the Renault. Now going to keep it side by side there. So we actually run out wide there, going to get on the curbing. Now we run out wide, and Sutter there managed to make a move there on Nico Hülkenberg. But now again Hülkenberg trying to fight back there. But now Alex Rossi managed to move around. That's now Daniel Ricciardo trying to make a move to our inside as well. Look at this, there's at least 10 cars covered by what? A second, maybe in the second and a half. It's going to Sebastian Buemi just going to barge his way up the inside there of Valtteri Bottas, we just saw there as well. So Buemi getting very aggressive there on Valtteri Bottas. Now once again, Adrian Sutter trying to come back now. And Nico Hülkenberg coming into first sector, once again coming to turn 1. He thinks about making a move. Well, then thinks better dropping and waits for a second bite of DRS. Coming down the next straight. Now once again, they're not going to stop outside this time. This time, Adrian Sutter will have DRS once again on the back now off Nico Hülkenberg. Once again, has he got enough straight line speed in that Sauber? Getting Jasmine, he's going to pull to the inside now off Nico Hülkenberg coming up into the second sector. Hülkenberg can try and hold it right around the outside, but Sutter there forces his way up the inside. Now Adrian Sutter there moves ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. That could be a very crucial move there for Sutter, because Sutter was on an absolute mission in this race to try and take 11th or better, and so far is currently doing that. And we're trying to hold it right around the inside once again. We just drive right around the outside. I tried to Rossi there to fight his backers, now trying to hold it up the inside. Rossi there trying to hold it around the outside, which then turns the inside. Well, then Rossi just gets very aggressive there. And finally we managed to make the move there around the inside of Alex Rossi. Once again, in the S section, we just muscle our way around the outside of Alex Rossi. You know, still 16 laps left to go in this race. And once again, we can try and chase down Nico Hülkenberg. And hopefully Hülkenberg this time will try and put up a much better defence. So you've just seen us drive around the outside of Rossi in a completely different place. So that's 3 places now. We've driven around the outside. We've driven around the outside of someone in every corner in the S section now. But now Rossi will have DRS to come back, but never mind. Hülkenberg's coming to the pace now for a pace stop. So I wish to defend to the inside now from Alex Rossi, because Rossi will have with that big dependence. So me and Rossi have the exact same engines in our cars, but we just had the legs there overall to try and keep ahead there of the American. And now we can try and gain that on the back of the Sauber in front of Adrian Sutter. But now once again Rossi will now have a second bar of DRS to try and come back, and see getting in the station there on the back of us, but coming into the second sector he's just not close enough to try and make a move. And we managed to keep it ahead there. The Meccan actually, well, where did that Red Bull come from? Daniel Kvyat just made his second pit stop for another set of hard tyres. Come out in front of us. Daniel Kvyat's a pit stop ahead of us. We've lost that much time. Still behind all of these back market cars. So Daniel Kvyat on the set of hard tyres, surely he's going to the end of the gauntlet race. He's gone soft, hard to the end of this race, if indeed he does. Actually, it looks like that might be the way to go in this race. He's just staying out there in front of all of these midfield cars, all of the battling, and he's gained at least 20 seconds. But now we're trying to make a move there around the outside of Daniel Kvyat. Of course, we still have grippy tyres. Of course, he's come out of the pit, so his tyres are still getting up to temperature. So he's trying to make a move there on the Russian while his tyres are still cold. But it looks like now coming to the end of the lap, his tyres should be up to temperature now. Now Daniel Kvyat now could try and make a move on Adrian Sutter coming down his turbo, of course. Low drag Sauber versus a low drag Red Bull, I'd imagine, with that Renault power unit. So coming in straight, he's done a close enough coming to turbo, trying to move on the back for Adrian Sutter. No, he's just too far back to try and make a move. They're coming to turbo, but now he will have a second bite of DRS on the back of the German. Now coming up now down into the second sector. If he's close enough within DRS range, which of course he is. Now he's done a clear close enough this time to try and make a move on the back of Adrian Sutter. Of course we have to try and defend from outright once again, getting a pull rotor there. Through turn 1, and now definitely to try and move to the inside now of Adrian Sutter. Sutter doesn't even put up a fight there. I mean, that's a wise decision there from Adrian Sutter. I mean, he's not fighting down a Kvyat. Kvyat's a pissed off ahead of us all. So that's a good decision there from Adrian Sutter to not waste time fighting us, not take too much out of his tyres. Because Adrian Sutter currently is in P8. So he's definitely doing what he needs at the minute for Sauber to retake 10th in the Constructors and keep their record going, never finishing last in the Constructors ever since they've been in Formula 1. And we get all over the back there, all over the rear diffuser there off the Sauber, because the Sauber just has so little downforce. Imagine having to run a very low drag setup to maximise their straight line speed and just do what they can to defend here through the S section, because apart from us, we found 3 different ways to overtake cars so far. That Adrian Sutter is actually putting in a really good defence. I mean, he's been in Formula 1 long enough now, this is his 9th season in Formula 1, so he knows a thing or two about defending at this time now. But now we'll see, we'll have DRS now on the back of Adrian Sutter. Never mind, we're actually coming now for our final pit stop of the race now. Jumping in early, trying to get the undercut there on Adrian Sutter instead of wasting time trying to overtake him on track. You know, Sutter can absolutely defend for his life because we're overtaking him there for position legitimately. Now coming in for our final stop of the race, now going to a set of hard tyres. We actually get held over in the pits there for someone. Can't quite see who that was behind. That one of the manners, possibly the manner there of Pascal Verlaine that we get held up for, so that might actually nullify our undercut on the back now of Adrian Sutter. Of course, we get the undercut still on a fresher tyres, but getting held up there for the manner, that pretty much might nullify depending on how long Adrian Sutter stays out for. I'm actually going to have one of the Renaults for company now to come out of the pit exit. So which Renault is this? I think that might be Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault. Indeed, it is Hulkenberg in the Renault. Hulkenberg there on a set of medium tyres. But surely Hulkenberg can't go to the end of the race on that set of medium tyres. I mean, I don't think you think that he was for the Renault's sake for getting some more points. I mean, there's no way. I mean, Renault pretty much claimed 9th in the Constructors, but surely they would take some points for fun race, because with Hulkenberg starting in P6, it should be a really good points haul on the board. Looking a bit further on there, we're right up behind the back now of Nico Hulkenberg coming to turbo, check and move there on the back of the German coming up into turn 1. He made the move there up the inside, which how we did on Daniel Ricciardo earlier in the race, but we're going to be wide deep there once again into the S section. Now here's Sebastian Buemi coming out of the pits now. Surely what should have been his final stop of the race as well. And once again, we see that we've easily undercut Sebastian Buemi because we were in front of him in the first place. Like back to us now. Actually, Nico Hulkenberg trying to fight it back up our inside now. And keep this German Chibi side by side with us now. Hulkenberg actually muscles his way right back up the inside of us. Once again, Hulkenberg being very aggressive there in the Renault. Of course, Hulkenberg really is just bringing the neck of that Renault. Surely this is. I don't get why he's doing it this aggressively, unless he's not got a seat running for next season. And this is surely him advertising himself for other teams this season. Look at this brake checks us there in the middle of the S section. They're actually hitting to the back of Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg getting very, very aggressive and very dirty with us now. This race is getting very dirty now. I know we're expecting an intense race for this final race of the season, but now it seems all the dirty tactics are now coming out as well. So once again, we will have to wait for a DRS now. Surely trying to make a move there on the back of Nico Hulkenberg. So now we're gaining it with DRS now. We've got Adrian Sutter in the Sauber there once again, so we have managed to undercut the Sauber, but now we have DRS now on the back of Nico Hulkenberg coming up into turn 1. I'll be place enough to try and make a move there on the back of the German. We've got so much more overspeed, of course, with our BMW power unit and DRS. Now can make a move to the inside of Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's going to try and hold it right around the outside of us, which will then turn to the inside, and Hulkenberg just managed to keep up with us there, but Hulkenberg had to take a tight line, take a very compromised line there through turn 2. So once again now we have another second bite now of DRS now on the back of Nico Hulkenberg, trying to move to the inside now. Rossi trying to move there to the inside of the Sauber as well. Going to try to move to the inside now of Nico Hulkenberg. Once again Hulkenberg's going to try and hold it right around our outside once again. So Hulkenberg defending for his absolute career possibly now to hold it right around our outside once again. Now coming up into the S section, can try and make a move anyway. Hulkenberg will try and hold it around the outside, which I didn't add Rossi. Hulkenberg there defends us to the outside. Let's actually go a bit on the curb there off the braking, so that's really not going to help us whatsoever. So trying to hold it around the outside Hulkenberg once again. Actually, it looks like Hulkenberg lifted off there once again, possibly trying to make us hit into the back of him again. So Hulkenberg getting very, very dirty in this race now. We try holding now around the outside of Hulkenberg. There's just nowhere we can make a move there on the back of the German. Once again, we just have to wait for DRS now around this final sector of the lap. Coming up now around the penultimate corner. Well, we will have DRS once again. Once again, Hulkenberg just pulling away slightly there in the traction zone. But of course, now we did have the grippier tyre there. Hulkenberg on worn tyres compared to us on our hards. Now we're going to see we now have DRS now on the back of Nico Hulkenberg. Now coming up into turn 1, I'll try to make a move coming to one time. Once again, side by side there with Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault, and this time we do manage to make the move there to the inside of Nico Hulkenberg and make the move past the Renault. Now Hulkenberg will have DRS, so once again try to go back to us now. Also, we're sure you're going to have to defend his one. Hulkenberg getting in the DRS. But Hulkenberg's going to pull even further to our inside now and try to make a move back up our inside once again. And keep it side by side now with the German inside. Can we try and hold it around the outside, get a bit on the curb in there, run a bit wide? Now Hulkenberg's going to run him outside now. Hulkenberg's going to run us off the track again on the curb in there, get forced off the track completely there by the German. Now we're going to hold it up the inside there of Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's going to try and hold it right around our outside. Oh, we just managed to hold it there in front there of Nico Hulkenberg, and we finally managed to make a move there on the German. So now we can try and chase down the car in front, which is actually Valtteri Bottas. So Bottas just having, on there, medium tyres. So is Bottas doing another stop in this race, or is Bottas going to the end of the race? I think that Bottas might just go to the race with 2 sets of medium tyres. So now going a bit further on, we've finally managed to drop Nico Hulkenberg, and now he's got to worry about defending from Adrian Sutil once again in the cell behind. This is probably the 3rd time they've had battles this season, and once again now it's this Sutil there on the harder tyres. So I don't know why Hulkenberg's losing out this time. Now Sutil once again trying to hold it around the outsides. This is contact in, and next time Hulkenberg forces Sutil off of the track. That just slows absolutely everyone down. Now the Sutil's making fun. There's edgy funny for Daniel Ricciardo in the final race of the season. That's going to be Sutil's saving grace, I think, because now yellow flags, and Hulkenberg can't try and re-overtake Adrian Sutil. So Sutil there getting very lucky with Hulkenberg's teammate's engine failure, and just managed to keep in front of this. He's already pulling away there from Nico Hulkenberg. Now cutting a bit further on, taking a look at the actual running order, because you haven't seen actually who's running up front. And Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari, of course the upgraded Ferrari, is leading the Grand Prix from Daniel Kvyat. Has now found his way into second there on his second set of hard tyres. So Kvyat there with pretty good recovery. Then we've got one of the Toro Rossos there in P3. Which one's that? You can see from the helmet. I think that actually might be Carlos Sainz. So Sainz there in P3. We've got Jean-Eric Vergne there in 4th. So Vergne there on a good recovery as well. Then we've got one of the Hasses of Romain Grosjean there in P5, so of course Grosjean starting what, 13th, 14th, and we've got the second of the Toro Rossos there of Max Verstappen there just behind in P6, so all the midfield cars doing very well for themselves. Then we've got 2 Force Indias of Sergio Perez and then Esteban Ocon. We've got Valtteri Bottas there right up behind the back now of Esteban Ocon, so of course Bottas will be trying to make a move there on the back of the Force Indias pretty soon. Now coming up in the back straight, you see Bottas there right up behind the back there of the Force India. Now coming on the straight, it should be an easy move there with DRS there for Valtteri Bottas trying to make a move there on the back of Esteban Ocon. Is he close to trying to make a move coming up the inside, coming into turn 1, he's going to make a move there to the inside now of Esteban Ocon coming into turn 1, trying to make a move there up the inside of the Force India, because Ocon, you can try and make him fight back up the inside, he just hasn't got enough there. And Valtteri Bottas has switched around the outside, and Ocon there is a very, very poor line out of the first corner. Now we will have DRS now, but it's going to be no use. He is way far back on the back of Valtteri Bottas, now worried about defending from us, and then we've got one of the McLaren to battle that Albiga purple there through the first sector. So now it shouldn't be too long until we try and make a move there on the back of Ocon. Of course Ocon is still legitimately in front of us, full position, with what, 6 laps of this race left to go. So we can try and make a move there on the back of the Force India, and then hopefully we can try and use Bottas to try and catch onto the back there of Sergio Perez as well, because the Force India has so little downforce this season. And Sergio Perez said last race to be a miracle to get anything through the corners. And they're coming through that section, and you can see how much time Esteban Ocon is losing to us. Now we're trying to move to the outside now of Esteban Ocon, trying to hold it around the outside of the Force India. Keep side by side, I'm just saying the racing line, we switched to the inside of Esteban Ocon, where we're just not close enough on the braking. Ocon shuts the door very late on us there in the braking zone, but still, as soon as I saw that was coming, and thankfully we didn't make contact there with the back of the Frenchman. And now we will have DRS now on the back of Esteban Ocon coming down into turn 1, but I'm close enough to try and make a move this time. So we're getting in the solution, getting so much in the solution here, going to pull to the inside now. Esteban Ocon coming into turn 1, trying to move there on the inside of the Force India. Managed to make the move there on Esteban Ocon, but now once again can we get a good exit this time through the second corner, but it doesn't like we have. And now Esteban Ocon will now try and come back to us now with the DRS and station on the back, and the Force India now we're getting into station, pull right back to our inside once again, use that straight on speed to his advantage. Now try to move on the inside, we'll try and hold it around the outside there of Esteban Ocon. Can he make the move stay around the outside, and keep side by side? Is Ocon going to try and force us off the track like Hulkenberg? No. Hulkenberg through the force straight time, Ocon gives us racing room, and we managed to hold it there up the inside of Esteban Ocon. Managed to make me sit there on the Frenchman, so now we can try and even chase down Valtteri Bottas, whilst Bottas is trying to chase down Sergio Perez. Talking of Bottas and Perez, going a bit further on, Bottas is now right on the back now. Sergio Perez is going to pull to the inside now off the Mexican, coming up into turn 1. Can he make a move up the inside there of Sergio Perez? And he makes a mistake, but now Perez once again we're trying to do. Well, now Perez once again, just like Ocon did a few laps ago, he gets a poor exit there through turn 2, and he's nowhere near defending to try and make a move back. And Bottas there being very opportunity here with his overtaking, forcing Perez to take a compromised line there through turn 2. Now Perez surely has to worry about defending from us now. It's not going to be too long to we're on the back now. I'll try to catch on to the back of the Mexican. Now going a bit further on now. Onto lap 32, move through the section. Once again, trying to move to the outside of Sergio Perez, much like we did to Esteban Ocon on the previous lap. This time we were much more alongside Sergio Perez than we were on Esteban Ocon. I could try and hold it around the outside of Sergio Perez, and Perez just in the braking zone, managed to keep it there on the inside, braking a bit later than us. Once again, now we have to try and wait now with DRS now, trying to make a move on the back of Sergio Perez, now gaining in the slipstream with DRS now. And we're surely we should make an easy move down on the Force India. Now which way are we going to go? To inside Hulkenberg for the inside. Now we're going to around the outside of Perez. Now Telmaker a wheel on the grass. We've gone straight on into Telmaker, a wheel on the grass there. And now we're just skating down these skate rollers. It's going to lose us a whole heap of time here. Now have we lost any positions now? So I can't see. I think Esteban Ocon up now. Got Jean-Eric Verne. Why is Verne back here? With now Verne's trying to move now to the inside of the Force India of Esteban Ocon, coming into Telmaker, making a move up the inside of Ocon. And Ocon knows the rim push over fine, and Verne makes a move there up the inside there off Esteban Ocon. So I don't know why Verne's back here. Verne surely must have made another pit stop in this race because we're not being lapped. So Verne must come in for a very late pit stop. Now cutting now onto lap 35, we now caught round to back now. Esteban Ocon once again now. Ocon was caught right onto the back now of his teammate Sergio Perez. So could there be a last lap battle here between the Frenchman and the Mexican? Now trying to hold it around the outside of Esteban Ocon once again. We just haven't got enough now to hold it around the outside because the tyres really are going off now at this stage of the race. So we'd have to stay behind Esteban Ocon here through the S sector, and hopefully with DRS we can try and make a move, because now Ocon will have DRS now on the back of his teammate Sergio Perez. Coming up now through the penultimate corner now. Is Ocon close enough? Well, with DRS now, surely he's close enough now to try and make a move on the back of Sergio Perez. Now we will have DRS on the back of the Mexican, but is Ocon close enough now to try and make a move? Going into turn 1, he is gaining with DRS now, going back to turn 1, and he's going to make an easy move there to the inside. He thinks about making a move, then thinks better of it. So Perez there, just about 6 ahead there for the time being. Coming up through the S center races now, and now Ocon once again will have a second lot of DRS now to try and make a move there on his Force India teammate, gaining in the slipstream on the back of Sergio Perez. They're going to make a move to the inside there of Sergio Perez. Perez going to try and fight it up around the outside. He's going to try and hold it there around the outside. Doesn't put him much to fight, and that's Ocon through. Now Ocon moves there in front of Sergio Perez. That looked a very easy move there for Ocon, so maybe that's probably a bit, well, I wouldn't say payback, but just repaying the favour. Remember at Singapore when the Force Indians were running 3-4 and Ocon probably had team orders there to let Sergio Perez keep in front, so maybe this is Perez just repaying the favour now at the final race of the season, albeit only for 9th. Now as Sebastian Vettel wins the Grand Prix, Sebastian Vettel there with his Ferrari upgrades taking victory. Got seen the Ferrari winning the last 2 races with their upgraded cars, so this surely must be a sign of what's to come from Ferrari next season if they can keep their, if they just work on their engine development and have a much more competitive engine. You've seen this, so they have been really good in the aero, but it's not everywhere else they've been lacking. When they're coming up to the line, are we close enough now to try and make a move on the back of Sergio Perez, because Perez will just about have DRS still on the back. Unless they're going to thrust, it's going to be a P10 finish for Brazil after starting P8, and can be even worse for our teammate. Now it's Fernando Alonso, he's going to come home there in P11, and it's like Rally Rossi, he's just going to take the final point there in P12. And there you can see Arriva Bene looking very happy with Sebastian Vettel driving. Meanwhile, why wouldn't he? Starting from what? He's behind us, he's starting from P9. Sebastian Vettel there, taking his 44th career victory, so very, very blessed amount of race wins there now. Of course, his last victory was at Austria, so it's been a very long time coming for Sebastian Vettel to take his 2nd victory of the season. Of course, with the upgraded Ferrari, this surely is a sign of what's to come from Ferrari next season if they can just keep their engine development. Taking a look at the final race results of the season, Sebastian Vettel will take his 2nd victory of 2016, with Daniel Kvyat having to settle for 2nd in Red Bull's final race using Renault power units, and Romain Grosjean in the Haas takes a very well-deserved podium there for the American team in 3rd. Verstappen there also with a very good result there for Toro Rosso to go home in 4th, with Valtteri Bottas there in P5, and actually managed to get ahead there of Carlos Sainz in the later stage of the race as well. So Sainz there was in P3 at one time, but dropped down to P6 in the end. Maybe you see there made a 3 stop, so had to make a very late pit stop there at the end of the race. Jean-Eric Verne will come home in 7th there in the 2nd of the Rebels, and then come the 2 Force Indias of Esteban Ocon and Sergio Perez. We come home in 10th there in the Williams, actually as the lead Williams. Fernando Alonso drops down to P11 and starting from 5th as well, because having a ruined pit stop there as well. And then in 12th, rounding off the points, is Alex Rossi, and 2nd of the Haas's. Sebastian Buemi come home. So the pole sitter Sebastian Buemi comes home in P13. So really poor result there, pretty showing how much Williams ruined our strategy in this race. Rui Haryanto will come home in 14th there for McLaren, with Adrian Sutil unfortunately coming home down in 15th. So a valiant effort, I must say, there from Adrian Sutil to try and take 11th, but in the end it's only P15. But he can take some solace, I imagine, from beating Lewis Hamilton. He comes home down in 16th, the last time out race winner. Goes from winning the last race in Mexico to come home in P16 behind a Sauber legitimately, because you know they both made 3 stops in this race, and Sutil managed to beat Lewis Hamilton. Will Stevens could only get up to P17 on his 2 stops. There's a very disappointing end to the season there for Will Stevens in the McLaren. Ericsson comes home in 18th and the second of the Saubers, and then come the 2 Manners of Pascal Wehrlein and Lawrence Stroll in 19th and 20th, and then 21st Nico Hulkenberg after making a very late pit stop at the end of the Grand Prix, and then Daniel Ricciardo was the only DNF in this race. Moving on to the driver standings, and we'd finished the season 25 points clear of our teammates Sebastian Buemi. So it's a 1-2 for Williams in the driver standings, with Daniel Kvyat getting back up into 3rd there by 4 points ahead there of Fernando Alonso. So Alonso's poor result in this final race has really cost the Spaniard dear, and Daniel Kvyat gets back into P3 by 4 points from the 2-time world champion. Jean-Nic Vergne comes home in 5th on 151 points. Sebastian Vettel in 6th, pretty much where he's been everywhere this season, both in qualifying and in the driver standings as well, on 138 points. His teammate Hamilton in 7th there on 115, with Valtteri Bottas in 8th, beating Rui Haryanto quite convincingly in the end by 13 points on 97 points to Haryanto's 84. Carlos Sainz remains in 10th, actually joint on points there with Romain Grosjean, but by virtue of better result, with Sainz's 2nd place at USA compared to Grosjean's 3rd at this race. Sainz remains in 10th, and Romain Grosjean down up into 11th, and Max Verstappen in 12th for Toro Rosso on 60 points. Sergio Perez comes home in 13th as the leader of the Force Indias, with Alex Rossi in 14th on 45 points, so still 45 points more than he scored in last season. And Esteban Ocon in his rookie season finishes with 42 points, only 7 points behind his teammate Sergio Perez. Daniel Ricciardo didn't actually score any points since his win at Singapore, so drops down to 16th on 40 points. 9 points clear of Will Stevens, who comes home in 17th on 31. Nico Hulkenberg finishes in 18th on 19 points in 2nd of the Renaults, with Pascal Wehrlein, the lead of the Manners, in 19th on 12 points. Adrian Sutil finishes in 20th on 7, with Stoffel Vandoorne and Marcus Ericsson both joint on 5 points, but on virtue of better result of Vandoorne scoring a better result first, Vandoorne remains in 21st with Ericsson in 22nd, and Lawrence Stroll comes home in 23rd with 1 point, which he scored at Singapore. So for the first time in the UniONE career history, every driver scored points in this season. Moving on now to the constructor standings, and Williams would take victory on 401 points, so congratulations there to the whole team. Of course, winning the championship a few races ago, but now we can finally get our constructors winning trophy. So congratulations there to the whole team on taking the first championship for Williams since 1997, so 19 years since Williams last won any of the championships, because they took the drivers then as well, so 19 years. It's been a long way, but finally Williams are back. Red Bull come home in 2nd, 82 points behind Williams in the end, with Mercedes in 3rd on 261 points, only 10 points clear. Ferrari in the end, who finished on 251. And Toro Rosso can actually get up into P5 in the end by 4 points clear of McLaren, so McLaren really bottling it in the final race, focusing too much on Haryanto and not the whole bigger picture from the threat from Toro Rosso, which honestly, I don't think Toro Rosso would take 5th back in this final race. But Toro Rosso finished where they finished last season as well, there in P5. Come home 102 points to McLaren's 118. Haas actually went too far behind in 7th either, 112, so Haas could have even taken 5th or even 6th there, but still 7th on their debut season in Formula 1, 112 points. The American team, they can be very happy with that result, with 112 points in their debut season. Force India finished the season in 8th on 89 points, 30 points clear of Renault, who are on 59, and Manor finish in P10 on 13 points. with Sauber there in 11th on 12. For my driver of the day for this race, honestly, I'd say Romain Grosjean. I know Sebastian Vettel finished in 9th and won the race, but Grosjean there, seeing the Haas, really doesn't have a lot of ultimate race pace this season. And of course, starting in P14, going into the pole positions, really is using the straight speed of that car to his advantage. So, yep, Grosjean is definitely my driver of the day for this race. Just a quick reminder of how the 3 seasons of the UniONE career have gone so far. So the first season, remember back to season 1 in 2014 season, where we were in the Marussia. Nico Rosberg won the championship by 1 point from Lewis Hamilton, with Mercedes also taking out the constructors in that year as well. And then last season in 2015, where we were in the Lotus before we got the promotion up to Williams, Sebastian Vettel took the championship along with Ferrari as well. And then in this season, we took the championship very luckily with our consistent results, and then Williams take championship as well. So throughout the first 3 seasons so far, it's been a different constructor and a different driver's won championship. So neither team or constructor has managed to defend their championship title, and honestly, that's one of the things I honestly love about this season. There's just not one team is dominant from one season to the next, as it seems so far. And moving on to next season, there's going to be a bit of a break between this season and the next, so it's going to be about a month's break. So pre-season testing for season 4 will be in about a month's time, so 29th of September is when I plan for pre-season testing for season, and then season 4 will be 1 week weekly videos. And so I've been doing the season 2 a week just to really get this season out before next season started. But next season, season 4 will be 1 video a week, and that will be Fridays at 5. So there's a successful pre-season testing at 5 on the 29th of September, then every week after that will be UniONE Career Season 4 every Friday at 5. No, honestly, thanks for watching. If you watched all this season, and there's this race as well. Actually, this is really is my favourite season. It's favourite season to record and edit as well. And this is the whole career mode in general. Actually, this is why I've just kept doing YouTube. I just honestly love doing this career mode. Also, thanks to Kyle as well for doing my team radio when I won the championship last race out at Mexico. And I think just thanks to everyone else who watched this season as well, all the comments and everything down below, the likes as well. And yeah, just hope for more to come for season 4. So that's been the Brazilian Grand Prix, the final round of the season for the UniONE career. Season 3 is 2016 season. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment down below, vote for your driver of the day with the poll link that will be in the description as well. Yeah, not really much more to say. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.
This is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Just watch us roll.